Hello friends, last time we have started transition and inner transition elements, in which we have started transition elements or D block elements. We have started trends in the atomic properties of the first transition series, in which we have completed following points, that is atomic and ionic radar, ionization enthalpy of 5D series, metallic characters, magnetic properties, the spin only formula for magnetic moment. Now we are going to see next point, color. The compounds of transition elements, either they are ionic or covalent, they form colored in their solution. This is due to presence of unpaired electron in n-1 d orbit. If there is absence of unpaired electron in n-1 d orbit, then the compounds are colorless. The color of the transition metal ions depends upon following factors. First is presence of unpaired electron in d orbital. Second is dd transition. Third is nature of ligands attached to the metal ion. Fourth one is geometry of the complex. And last one is due to charge transfer. Now we are going to discuss all these factors in detail. Now first factor is dd transition. This dd transition is related to presence of unpaired electron in n-1 d orbital. In d orbitals there are 5 blocks which can occupy 10 electrons. All these 5 d orbitals have same energy in the atomic or isolated state. But when these atoms form complexes or compound, the surrounding molecules or ions affect the energy of d orbitals, and thus the degenerated 5d orbitals get split into two energy levels. The difference between these two energy level of d orbital is nearly similar. The unpaired electron present in lower energy of d orbital absorb radiation of certain wavelength in visible light and get excited into higher energy level of d orbital. This excited d electron again get back into its lower energy level by transmitting the absorbed radiation of contrast wavelength, and the compound get complementary color of light absorbed. For example, if red light is absorbed, then compound appear blue in color. The ions which do not possess unpaired electrons in n-1 d orbit are colorless. For example, Cu2 plus ion and Ti4 plus ion. Both have paired electron in the valence orbit and thus they appear colorless. Now we are going to see next point, nature of ligands and geometry of the complex. Now both points depends upon each other, therefore we are going to see it combined. Now ligands are nothing but the negatively charged ions or neutral molecules which are bonded to transition metal ion. Now we will take example of cobalt chloride. In cobalt chloride, the oxidation state of cobalt is 2+. When it is dissolved in water, it forms pink solution of the complex COH2O 6 times 2+. Now when cobalt chloride is dissolved in water, it undergo dissociation to form CO2 plus ion and Cl minus ion. CO2 plus ion gets surrounded by water molecule in the aqueous solution. The formula of this complex is COH2O6 times 2 plus, which has octahedral geometry. But when this solution is treated with concentrated hydrochloric acid, it turns deep blue. This change is due to the formation of another complex, that is COCl4 2 minus, which has a tetrahedral geometry. That is, the following reaction is COH2O 6.2 plus, which has octahedral geometry and color is pink. But when it is treated with concentrated HCl, then it is converted into COCl4 2 minus, which have blue color or deep blue color, plus 6H2O. Now here, when cobalt is attached to H2O, in its solution state it has pink color. But when it attached to chlorine or Cl minus ion, then color of COCl4 2 minus becomes deep blue color. That is, the color of the complex also depends upon geometry of the complex and nature of ligands attached to the metal ion. Now we are going to see next point, charge transfer transition. Now there are some examples in which the central metal ion or transition metal ion does not possess unpaired electron in their valence orbital. Still they are colored. For example, color of Cr2O7 2 minus, CrO4 minus, Cu2O, MnO4 minus, NiDMG complex, which can be explained through charge transfer transition. For example, MnO4 minus. In MnO4 minus, the oxidation state of Mn is +7. When it is dissolved in water, it forms intense purple color in the solution. This is due to momentarily transfer of an electron from oxygen to metal. That is, O2 minus changes to O minus, and thus reducing the oxidation state of manganese from +7 to +6. Now manganese in +6 oxidation state possesses 1 unpaired electron in valence orbit, and thus it forms intense purple color in the solution. Now next point we are going to discuss is catalytic property. Now we know that what is meant by catalyst. Catalyst is nothing but the species which does not directly take part in the chemical reaction but activate the rate of reaction or increases the rate of reaction. Transition metals and their compounds exhibit good catalytic properties. These steps involve changes in the oxidation state of this metal ion. Compounds of iron, cobalt, nickel, palladium, platinum, chromium, etc. are used as a catalyst in a number of reactions. For example, MnO2 acts as a catalyst for decomposition of KClO3. Cobalt thorium alloy is used in Fischer-Tropsch process in the synthesis of gasoline. Finely divided nickel, formed by reduction of the heated oxide in hydrogen, is an extremely efficient catalyst in hydrogenation of ethene to ethane at 140 degrees Celsius. And last one is in manufacture of ammonia, by Haber's process, molybdenum and iron is used as a catalyst. Now we are going to see next point, interstitial compound. Now the metals or transition metals in their lattice form, they have some empty or void space, or it is also called as interstitial space. When small atoms like hydrogen, carbon or nitrogen are trapped in the interstitial spaces within the crystal lattice, the compound formed are called as interstitial compound. Sometimes sulfides and oxides are also trapped in the crystal lattice of transition elements. For example, steel and cast iron are example of interstitial compounds of carbon and iron. Due to presence of carbon, malleability and ductility of iron is reduced while its tenacity increases. Now we are going to see properties of interstitial compounds. First property, they are hard and good conductor of heat and electricity. Their chemical properties are similar to the parent metals. Their melting points are higher than the pure metal because when they form interstitial compound, they become hard than pure metal. Therefore, their melting point is higher. Their densities are less than the parent metal. The metallic carbides are chemically inert and extremely hard as diamond. Hydrides of transition metals are used as a powerful reducing agent. Now next point, formation of alloy. Alloy is nothing but the mixture or solution of two or more than two metals. These transition metals can form alloys. Now the atomic radii of two or more than two transition metals are, if nearly similar, then they can form alloy. Alloys are classified into two types, ferrous or non-ferrous alloy. Ferrous alloys have atoms of other elements distributed randomly in atoms of iron in the mixture. As percentage of iron is more, they are termed as ferrous alloy. For example, nickel, steel, chromium, steel, stainless steel, etc. All steels have 2% carbon. Now we are going to see non-ferrous alloy. Now from name we can say that there is absence of iron. Non-ferrous alloys are formed by mixing atoms of transition metals other than iron. That is, there is absence of iron with non-transition element. For example, brass, which is an alloy of copper and zinc. Ferrous and non-ferrous alloys are of industrial importance. Now we are going to see uses of alloy. This is last point. Bronze, an alloy of copper and tin. It is used for making statues, medals and trophies. Cupra nickel, an alloy of copper and nickel, is used for making machinery parts of marine ships, boats, for example, marine condenser tubes. Stainless steels are used in the construction of the outer fuselage of ultra high speed aircraft. Titanium alloys withstand stress up to high temperatures and are used for ultra high speed flight, fireproof bulkheads and exhaust shrouds. And nichrome, an alloy of nickel and chromium, is used for gas turbine engines. We have completed trains, in the atomic structures of the 3D series. Now homework for you. Question number first. Explain Mn2 plus ion is more stable than Mn3 plus ion. Question number 2. What are interstitial compounds? Why the melting point of interstitial compound is higher than pure metal? Question number 3. Why Sc3 plus ion is colorless? Atomic number of Sc is 21. Question number 4. Why the solution of Ti3 plus salt is purple in color? Atomic number of Ti is 22. Question number 5. Discuss the different oxidation states of manganese. Question number 6. Mention the factors on which the color of a transition metal ion depends. Question number 7. What are alloys? Why do transition metals form alloys?